Alrighty. This is going to be an interesting game because Serengeti is very aggressive. But I don't really cast this too frequently. This will be something you will see at times in the T90 Titans League. More information to come about that. Obviously, that'll be high elo. So we've got Serengeti here between Berry Boy playing as the Celts. And then in the blue, we've got Benito playing as the Spanish. Now, I did a little bit of history or researching on these players, and Benito has picked Spanish fairly consistently over the last week or so. So really likes the Spanish. The first thing I think of when I think of Spanish is Fast Castle Conquistadors. We'll see. It kind of looks like walls could be possible here, but very tricky to wall in Serengeti because of how the trees are shaped. Sometimes there's a hole that you don't realize. And then in the red, for Berry Boy, Berry Boy has played with Celts twice in a row. This would be the second time. And actually played Spanish quite frequently over the last week. So it'll be an interesting one because I think sometimes it's like players are like, wow, I don't know what this civ does. Or wow, I don't know how to deal with this civ. But I think in theory here anyways, Berry Boy understands the Spanish and will know kind of what they're up against. Yeah, but I love the Celts for this map. I think that one of the better strategies for this map would be Man-at-Arm Rush. Celts have the faster Man-at-Arms, so you can really pile an aggression here, and I think we'll potentially see that. The water on this map is pretty much useless. Again, the wood is open, and then the difference in terms of your food would be you have 1 elephant instead of 2, and then you have 5 zebras, and you have 3 ostrich. So instead of having, I guess, 800 food from 2 elephants, and then I'm trying to do the math, 560 food, I think, from 4 deer, you have 400 food from the elephant, and then someone do, what's 8 times 140? That's like, I think 1,020. So anyways, if you add up the total resources, the 2 options I just gave you, overall, you do have the same amount of food on this map, if not more. It's just how you get it is a bit different. So what I would suggest is you make a mill here. This is definitely a map where you might want to make 2 mills. Mill on your berries and mill on your hunt. Okay, so close to 800 elo. Wow, 6 on wood right now for Berry Boy. A Celts chop wood faster, so curious to see what he can do. He's clearly trying to push in another zebra. Okay, he's just waiting. Blue, in the meantime, is, wow, also sending a lot of villagers to wood here. But Blue forgot to make houses. So I'm going to give you guys a tip if you ever play Spanish. So Spanish villagers build faster. With any other civilization, if at the very start, when you start with 3 vills, if you were to make all your houses with 1 villager, you would actually get pop blocked. It's kind of annoying, honestly. It's like... It never should be changed. It's just part of the game. But I imagine if you're learning, it's like really frustrating that you have to build 1 with 2 villagers. So yeah, the meta with all their civs is you build a house with 2 villagers and you build a house with 1 villager. Spanish, since they build so fast, they don't actually get pop locked if they build with 1 vill. So my tip would be, if you can manage it, just go, let's say you have 3 vills here. You go house, 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 and then you're good. And then you have house pop space all the way up to 20 population. You don't have to get house to 15 pop like Blue just did. All right, so red pushing in deer did have TC idle time to be expected here, but I like what we're seeing here. I mean, he doesn't want to go for the mill on the hunt. I still think it's worth it. Because think of all the scouting intel he could have had. His villagers are already walking pretty far to the TC. I think it's worth it. I know it might make you feel like you're, more of a pro if you push stuff. But you have 500 wood. Drop a mill. It'd be just as efficient, and then you could have scouting information. Just some advice. Hey T90, is it possible to get a Woo hoodie from your website as the link says page not found? It should be. Are you telling me that when you click it, it says that? Like it shows as an option, and then it no longer shows? I honestly haven't looked into that particular hoodie in a while. What's nice for Blue is the 3 ostrich actually spawned right next to the berries. So 1 mil will work for both the berries and also the ostrich. What's bad for blue is that the zebra are out here. I honestly think it's possible that blue does not know that there's only one elephant here. Because it almost looks like he's searching for it. Would not surprise me, because it's pretty uncommon. It doesn't work when I click the link. Gotcha. Does it let you click the link for the other things? Like the mug and t-shirt and whatnot? I will try and remember to look into it for you, alright? Anyways, blue will make it to feudal. The blue clicks up. Red has not clicked up yet, but I feel like red forgot. You good, red? There you go. Okay, so barracks. 1 on gold. Feels like this could be something like man-at-arms or maybe archers. A good habit for players of this elo to get into is anytime you're making a building, use it as part of a wall. Which red is trying to plan on here. I've made the mistake of looking for a second animal. Yeah. I'm thinking that might have happened here. Here comes red. Scouting blue very late. However, blue is still looking for an animal. I think. And we have a bot in chat. Lovely. I'm sure that video is lovely. I'm sure that video is lovely. But no one's going to click it unless it's Age of Empires content. I'm not telling people to spam their Age of Empires content. But yeah, so this scout for blue, I don't know if blue just went auto scout or what, but blue has no interest in finding out the enemy. No interest in... Oh my god, red! Holy farms! Okay. There you go, have at it. Also a second barracks for red, but built the second barracks with the villager that was on gold. So there's 0 gold. Okay. Well, man-at-arms will take some time. It's a bit of a shame to see so many farms without the farm upgrade, I must say. Especially now that Berry Boy's in the next age. Would love to see the wood upgrade, the farm upgrade, all those things. Double stable scouts for blue? What? Okay. Where'd red scout go? Oh, red is also auto scouting. Okay, so a tip for you guys. I understand the game is hard. I understand you don't give a crap about this. But in case you're someone out there who's trying to improve, instead of just running out into the darkness blind, not knowing what they're going to make, imagine how helpful it would be if you just looked at this stage and like, what's going on in the front of his base? Berry Boy actually says hi. He says hi. I guess they're not taking the game quite as serious as wars typically are. And now Blue says good luck, have fun. So for them, it's like the game hasn't even started. I see. All right, I got it. I got it. Oh, I like this. Normally this conversation starts early. And Berry Boy says, I'm coming for you. And Blue's probably like, what? And then, oh my god, look at Red. I love this from Red. Red saw the stables and immediately queues up 12 spearmen. 12 spearmen. But honestly, good job to see that and know, oh crap, he's going to go scouts. So this brings me back to what I had said before, right? It's actually really good work from Red. The auto scout's still scouting the map. But, you know, the other thing I should mention here is if you've got like 4 spearmen, 3 men-at-arms, they'd need like 8 scouts, maybe 10 with upgrades to deal with it. So you could maybe save some of these for your base. Keep a couple spearmen at home. And yeah, the double barracks is actually playing out quite nicely now. Now, what's Blue know about the enemy? Nothing. Also, no upgrades either for the economy, so both players slacking in that regard. Red is actually getting the blacksmith upgrades, though. Got armor and is getting attack. And did get the farm upgrade. Of course, most of these farms were seeded well before that, but at least it's something. I'll take it. Also, Celt villagers do chop wood faster regardless, so economically should be better for Red. Now, normally I would say you don't want to make too much infantry because your opponent will make archers. But And again, it is Spanish, and Spanish do not get crossbows. So Berry Boy says, damn, your base is scary. And you know what? I think Blue needed that confidence boost. I think that Blue has been feeling scared himself. And after seeing that, Blue's like, you know what? My base is looking pretty scary. My horse is moonwalking. I'm going to go out, and I'm good enough. I'm worthy. I can go kill stuff. And the horse is moonwalking. He's covering them, guys. He's paying attention. Make sure there's no armies chasing them. And okay. This is actually good thinking from Red. Red actually realizing there's going to be holes in these wood lines here. So Red, little chatterbox. Blue shows up, and Blue... just passing. Red has noticed this. Blue notices that he's been noticed, and now is going to kill villagers, and unfortunately won't be able to kill one. That is a lot of spearmen, and at this elo, I'd be shocked if Blue would be able to get a villager kill with this many Celt spearmen chasing, but whoop, there he goes, runs away. You know what the good news is for Blue, though? Is that the idle time's there for Red. And, oh, Blue is back! And, oh, man. Oh, jeez, the pain! The pain! Again, though, no villagers have died. And Blue will run away again. Same amount of TC idle time for both players. It's a very close game. If Red would have used my suggestion and gone offensive with the man-at-arms and spearmen, I really think Blue would have had a tough time here, but... I think Berry Boy was being truthful about the whole being scared thing, and Blue, probably going back home for the economy. Rip. Added a couple farms, lost all the scouts. Now what? Now what do you do? This is where it's very important for Red to realize, I might be behind here, we have to make them pay. Yes, just because my last name is Berry does not mean I'm related to these individuals, but, to Berry Boy, thank you. I mean, I might be. I don't know. Nah, there's no way. No one in my family plays this game, sadly, except for me. I'm the only outcast. Another barracks for Berry Boy, who still seems very scared. You just killed their whole army. You've got an awesome force. Do you not want to try and kill them? It is possible Berry Boy assumes this is walled, by the way. And it might be by the time Berry Boy makes it over here. We will see walls here. This is an area that's still exposed. Overall, Blue has done a good job. But what Blue wants is to drop a castle in the next stage. When you're up against Spanish, you need to apply pressure. And I said before that Berry Boy has played Spanish before. I don't know what Berry Boy did with Spanish, of course, but... at the moment... okay, the building was missing for Berry Boy. Now Berry Boy can go up to castle. Damn, dude, you scared me there, lol. Okay, hey, this is a nice person, all right? These two are really nice and having a good time. I'm happy with this. Maybe this is my cousin or something. Just a scouting party, says Blue. Yes! And Blue realizes that this is too tough to wall, I guess, and is just going to drop a tower here. I mean, this would obviously hurt as well to get hit here. Bought the stone, so Blue has a plan, and Blue will drop a castle. I'd like to see it maybe right here. Protects the gold, protects the farms, protects the entrance into the base. Drops off the stone, has the stone. Where are you going to drop it? Right here. Right here. Because you already have a tower here. Right here. Oh. Okay, so it protects nothing. All right, well, I mean, it does. It is on the hill. It is in front of your base. Meanwhile, Red goes, supplies! Red researches supplies. Apologies to the guy who continues to comment my YouTube videos that he doesn't like it when I say supplies like that, and that it's getting, I quote, very boring and tiresome. Sorry, I feel obligated at this point. All right, Red's committed to infantry. Red's like, why would I ever tech switch into anything else? Also, Red was completely terrified when Red showed up here with the 3 men-at-arms and has never been back. So this is why you can never let the early man-at-arms discuss future plans with the other armies, because these guys, they should be battle trained and ready to go but they got to hang out with the 3 men-at-arms, and the 3 men-at-arms are like, hey, don't go out there. It's a scary place, and they're thinking twice now. I mean, after all, they are men-at-arms, and these guys are just spearmen, so they're like, oh, can we really trust our instincts? Should we trust these guys? They're kind of better than us. Yeah, it's a tricky subject. So that's why they're at home. Long swordsman on the way, chainmail armor on the way, and Red says, I'm a siege, ya brother. Now, blue is making knights, which is very confusing to me after seeing the opponent has a lot of infantry. Really thought the castle was going to be for conquistadors, as it is a mobile gunpowder unit, which is very good against infantry, but maybe Benito doesn't know that. I love chat in games. Obviously, it's very hard to play this game, so it doesn't happen all the time, but I love it. And Red's actually going to make a siege workshop, so I don't think Red was kidding. I thought it was maybe a troll. And yeah, I mean, it hasn't been the most aggressive game ever. Red has killed 6 units and lost 0. It's been a very close one. Both players have tremendous farming ecos, especially blue. And blue now dropping a TC. Hold on, let me say. I'm getting a phone call. Guys, it's my cousin. What the? I'm kidding. It's not my cousin. It's a spam call. But, you know, same thing, pretty much, depending on the cousin. Second TC's going up. And so on the gold, I like it for blue. Now, maybe grabbing relics would make sense here. And yes, we have conks as well for Benito. This is where Celts struggle. There's a couple civs with unique units that really damage the Celts. And I would say one is Mongols, another is Spanish. Show me that sweet base with a heart, says Barry Boy. And there's the scout. And blue reacts with a garrison, but the scout's still alive. Now what red hasn't seen is the castle. The scout's like, excuse me. Another garrison. Scout's still alive. Okay, moving around. Oh, Greg, thank you very much for the 7 months. Okay, there's a hole there, which blue may or may not close up. Now, the joke... So for those that don't know, my last name is Barry. And so that's why people have been joking that this could be a relative. Siege tower! Okay, here come the army. Here's the army of longswords. But, bro, longswords on their own will struggle against knights. If you have the pikemen, you're good. These things need to be buddy-buddy. I don't know about moving out on their own, but man, they're fast. Conk Knight, though, will just completely shred this. Shouldn't even be close. But on the bright side, at least Barry Boy's moving forward for once. And is going right in for the stables. I guess the logic is take out the stables. They can't make knights. This could end up being good for red because red will get to find out that blue has gunpowder and think about what to make. Here comes red. Sees the gunpowder and is now probably like, ooh. What would red say to this? Whoa, you've got a nice army there. Something like that. Okay, the scout's back in, which is kind of funny. Probably just auto scout. And yeah, this is a very painful way to end your life if you're the long swordsman, the original man-at-arms, which were probably in that group, were correct. It's a scary place out there. Red is currently typing up a response. Just waiting to see it. Archery ranges. Not a bad move. So, again, what's tricky here is if you make skirms with Celts, you don't have the best skirms long term. In fact, they're quite poor. You lack all imp upgrades except for, I guess chemistry. Yeah, that's nothing special because every civ gets chemistry. Red wants to secure this gold. We might see a castle on the hill. But I still think mixing in skirmishers with your infantry can be a good decision here. And yeah, this is going to be a castle for red, most likely. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. I'm not seeing anything sus here, Claudia. I appreciate the investigations. Everything seems fine. 2 TCs over here. We've got 2 TCs for blue. Pretty close game. Lots of villagers running around. Wow, blue okay. Read my mind. New lumber camp. You know, both players have had opportunities where they could have pushed, and I think that's something that's really hard to figure out. You know, red had that opportunity earlier. Opponent going double scouts. You have 3 man-at-arms. Add 2 to 4 spearmen. Go forward. Force your opponent to deal with it before the scouts can run around your base. That would have been epic. And now, blue clears up an entire force from red and says, okay, we're good. We'll stay at home. I guess players do want to get to that point of the game where it's just a bunch of spam and they don't have to really worry about... Like right now, they have to do all these different things at once. They want to get past that and just get to imp. But, you know, expanding is tricky. And look at red. Red is like, I need to wall to protect the gold. So instead of walling to the edge of the map, which will cost me just as much stone as this wall, we're going to go for a V. Kind of disagree with that one for red. But we have a TC in the north trying to expand there too. So crossbow's the choice for red. And I'm guessing the siege towers were probably a mistake, but who knows? Here comes blue. Again, blue can wreck everything. Red hasn't really made ranged units. These walls are not completed. And this is going to be painful. And maybe that's why red isn't chatting. Because you do not have a lot to stop this right now. Blue also got the relevant upgrades. Blue got the archer armor, which applies to Kongs. Blue also got bloodlines. I think we're even looking at husbandry. The opportunity was there for Berry Boy, and now Berry Boy has no clue what to do. And I'm not really sure what tips I can give you. If your opponent gets to this many conks, again, elite skirm, and in the Imperial Age, I would say you have to mix in siege. It's not a fun unit to face up against, especially if the player can micro. And yeah, blue's microing. It's just not even fair at this point. There's a reason people pick Spanish. Also, Benito picks Spanish all the time, according to Benito's profile. So I think Benito might do a similar thing. Scouts, hope that you don't get pushed by spearmen and man-at-arms or spearmen archers because you don't want to switch into archers. And then drop a castle later and go for conks. The only thing that's a little weird for Benito... Oh, man. The only thing is no wheelbarrow at this stage. The economy would be a lot better with wheelbarrow, but obviously could get that at any time. Red's making crossbows. Still hasn't clicked up to the Imperial Age. Obviously not chatty anymore. And we have Cavalier now for Benito. And see, guys, this is why Spanish should never be buffed. There's a lot of people talk about how Spanish is so bad in some situations. Excuse me, sorry for the yawn. Like, particularly, they can struggle 1v1 Arabia at times. But this Civ, man, this Civ can be so strong. Oh, man, big shots. Celt Siege does fire faster. We'll see if blue has the confidence to go in after the siege. Another castle on the same hill for blue. Interesting choice. Meanwhile, red expanding with the town center on another gold. So red could take this gold. Not doing so. Red could take this gold. What I like about Serengeti is that there's gold kind of spread out all over the map. And so it becomes a lot about map control later on. Red is adding a lot of siege right now. Bill count's also okay. Conks do take care of the siege, but... with 3 or 4 mangonels plus maybe a few crossbows, you never know. Blue seems to be having fun microing this army, but it's not really focusing on bringing another army in. Ooh, pathing, a bit of an issue here for red. Siege can't make it over there. And boom. There you go. There you go. Blue is already teched into Cavalier behind this, so I think blue's going to go back, regroup. And even Elite Conquistador now. Do we have any relics collected? 0 relics collected. Blue, maybe a little tunnel vision. Doesn't have any vision on any of the extra golds. Red is expanded. Red, could you maybe sell a little bit of food here at the market? That would be great. Get up to the Imperial Age here. Or should I say, go up to Imp. Go up to Imp here, please. Go up to Imp. You never know what you could do. But rolling forward with onagers. It's the great counterattack of 2022. Meanwhile, he's got Vills down here. Another TC on gold. I mean, that's good thinking. This... I don't think Red knew about this until it was too late. Okay, saves one of them. That's worth it. That's worth it. It's all about sending a message. And that message is, I'm okay with wasting gold. If this game goes on longer, what are you going to do about it? Because you don't have as much gold control as me. Benito is using the market. And so Benito recognizes the importance of that. That is something that Berry Boy has really struggled with. Berry Boy now adding stables. So I think Berry Boy is just going to make Light Cav to maybe spend some of that food. And as I say that, we have Load Raiders. Again, I think Siege Towers were a misclick because of when Red made them. What they accomplished, though, is you can get over top of walls. The blue didn't even finish this wall. But you could put units in, click this, and they would go over the wall. Red says my heart is pounding. Relatable. I don't feel that so much these days, but if I'm playing a tourney, I will start to feel that. I'm sure you guys know what the ranked anxiety can feel like. Have to do a million different things. I don't know. It feels like with the Vil counts and the fact that blue isn't pushing, there's a chance for red. But blue's getting Paladin, and if he starts to be assertive with Paladin, he could destroy. I'm okay with Paladin for 13 cav because Paladin takes a long time. Obviously, I'd prefer to see a lot more production and a few more upgrades for blue, but it's still fine. Whoa! Blue! Oh, blue didn't know there's a castle there. Okay. Okay, finally the market's being used to sell off some of that food. Again, Celts do not get Arbalest. Celts do not get Bracer. Celts do not get the final armor on archers, so the range units just get really bad. Blue will obviously see this. You would hope. You would think. Blue will see this. Blue's going to leave now and drop the castle here. This makes the most sense anyways. It's just an invitation to delete that and drop it here. And then bring forward trebuchets. Now, what I would do, what my ultimate comp, okay, against Honk and Paladin is Siege Ram, Halb. And you're going to lose a bunch of Halbs. But if a Halb ever hits a Conk or hits a Paladin, they have that bonus damage. And Celt Infantry is really fast. And Celt Siege fires faster, but also Celt Siege has more HP. So the dream comp to push this type of thing back is tons of Rams and Halbs, and that's it. We are seeing more Paladin now for blue. We are seeing more Conks now for blue. Again, blue is missing the final armor for Paladin. And that could be a talking point. I don't really care too much about the final armor on the Conks, but like for Paladin, it would be a huge help. Russell, what's up? He says, this is a great game. What elo is this? Russell, there's this very weird and rare bug that's happening right now where you might not be able to see the elo on screen. So all you have to do to fix the elo on screen is open your eyeballs. No, I'm kidding. If you've been around long enough, you know I like to do this, like, you know, do 16 jumping jacks and go to your grandma's house and bake a batch of cookies and then throw them in the trash. I like to say all these random things. It's right here. So if you can't see it, it's 783 versus 791. Pretty close match. I jest with Russell because I love Russell. I knew it was just under 800 elo. I just wanted to hear one of those. Lazy T90. No! Ah, I failed you. I'm sorry. Okay, Onager's on the way. This will be... I mean, again, it's possible for red. Dependent on upgrades and production. My worry for red is I think it's the same 3 barracks. 1, 2, 3. And for some reason, we've got stables here. Red's also making a bunch of skirms. Yeah, so the reason I wouldn't make skirms, I guess he doesn't know this yet, is because of the paladins. The paladins are involved. You have problems. It's so expensive, though, to get to the composition blue has. Look at his army value. And look at the percentage of gold. 55%. The nice thing about Spanish, though, is that you don't spend gold on your blacksmith upgrades. It's an underrated bonus. Okay, for the first time, blue is going to discover there's some red here, and red will discover some blue. That's a big thing to talk about. Now, blue and red. Anytime I talk about sieging positions, granted, red doesn't even know about this, but 4 trebuchets minimum, okay? 4 trebuchets minimum when you go in for the attack. I'm having some concerns for blue because blue doesn't want to make more stables. And that could be an issue with reinforcements. So I think the army has to be strong enough in that first attack to really do a lot. I tried to type T90 official farming efficiently into that new AI thing that creates 9 images and nothing came up. Not even AIs can imagine T90 farming well. Okay, mods, can we get rid of this guy? Thank you. He's ruining the vibe of the stream. Siege towers! Let's go! Finally! Imagine buying 2 brand new siege towers and then not using them for, like, I don't know, in Age of Empires time. A couple generations. Here they go. Now, they do not see each other in the middle as siege onagers on the way. But I think blue, yes, blue sent the monk this way to get the relic. And red will encounter this. Blue will encounter this. They just end up arriving to the same spot. Just passing. The Woad Raiders will go to kill the Vills. And now the Conks are going to kill the monk, the villagers. And I guess blue just really wanted that. Oh, the monk is running, though. That's funny. The monk's on the move here. We'll probably end up going down, though. And now these units go right back in the siege tower. Meanwhile, this one hops over the wall, which is kind of useless if you think about it, because, you know, the wall wasn't even completed anymore. Blue does react. So blue's whole force is chasing these 2 siege towers. Super worth it. Super worth it. Meanwhile, red did actually garrison there at the same time. So red's pretty on the ball right now, I'd say. You know, we talked about assertiveness, right? And being aggressive. And there's opportunities throughout this whole game where players would be aggressive. Win a good fight, usually defensively, and then they wouldn't counterattack. And I'm curious what happens now. Because for me, this is all a good thing for red. And this is now an opportunity for red to make a push. But red has so many... This has a really weird army. I don't know if he'll be able to do that. He is going to try and grab this relic, by the way. And in case you haven't noticed, do you see whose face is on the monastery? That's the Lord Doubt right there. It's a beautiful monastery, I have to say. Tell me blue sees this. Okay, so blue sees this. This should be the end. But oh my goodness, that's a lot of stuff. Also, small tip here for blue. Get supremacy with Spanish. Your villagers will survive the raids a whole lot longer. Oh man, if only blue had ballistics a couple seconds earlier. Does anyone know if blue has murder holes? Red just killed his own halbs there. Does anyone know? I think blue got murder holes. This will be kind of important because I see red. And red says trickle treb. Which isn't exactly true. Blue's got more than that, so blue's good. Something tells me red knows who I am. We may have been baited. Talking about trickle trebs over here. And okay, castle goes down for red. We now have a castle for blue, which... oh, man. Does blue try and contest this? You have to have some killer micro. Back up. Back up. Back up with the conks. Pain. Shoot the siege onager. Oh. The conks are actually doing an amazing job at distracting here. Look at the paladins, guys. Look at the Paladins. Paladins are killing everything. Red's killing his own units. And all of a sudden, all the military's gone for Red. Red has Lightcav now in queue. And this brings me back to making anything other than infantry siege with the Celts. It's really questionable. Now you're making Lightcav. Obviously, that spends your food. But still not the best answer to what's being sent out here. And the KD for blue is just insane. Red is now going to get Elite Woad Raider. And I certainly like that with Siege a lot more than I would like to see Lightcav here. But I think the Halb still can work really well. It's a tricky spot to be in. Okay, these Trebs are in a problematic position right now. You do not have endless amounts of gold here, blue. You can't be losing Trebs Siege. Red will lose the Siege. There you go. Red will now raid with Lightcav, though. That's where Lightcav can be useful, is just picking off villagers. You definitely want to have infantry as far as not farts, sorry, as part of your main force. Talk about long-term gold. Gold's here right now. Is blue denying that? Blue is not. Does blue see it? Yes. There was gold here. Red took it. We have some wonderful T90-inspired farms here. Red trying to get stone. Kind of awkward. Mining camp position doesn't help matters much. Red has taken... Let me double check. Yeah, Red has mined more gold. In fact, Red has brought in more resources. I think a lot of that just comes down to having Wheelbarrow. So blue seeding more farms, but not even Wheelbarrow in... whereas Red has Handcart and Wheelbarrow. Or I guess Wheelbarrow and Handcart. I have my concerns for blue. Blue is so scared to raid with Paladins. Blue's not controlling the golds for the long term. It's like blue is just waiting again to go for a big push. But it feels like red's going to have enough to stop one more big push. Blue never really walled this. The Hussars are just going to go whoop right in. And we know what this means. Like, what this means, as this castle could actually get denied, is that blue is going to have to send that army back home. Are Spanish Paladins like top 3 or top 5 in the game? Good question. There's a lot of Paladin civs. I think considering that, you know, stables build faster and the blacksmith upgrades always cost food for Spanish, you could maybe put them there. But I don't know. I mean, you'd have Franks there. You would have Persians there probably. Here come the conks. Oh, man, this raid. Blue's down to 35 eco, but blue just went in for a raid at the same time. Holy crap. The Keld Hussars are here, though. They upgraded all the way to Hussar just to snipe the Trebs. I'm trying to think about this tier list. Lithuanians, Persians, Franks. You know, I guess Spanish could be up there, right? But they have no, like, extra attack speed. They get full blacksmith upgrades on them. Yeah, blue, guys, he does not have the economy. Not the economy that's needed to last here. And when you're making full gold units... Yeah, Teutons possibly. Yeah, I guess Teutons have, like, some potential weaknesses, though. Yeah, you cannot... You have to have a greater economy if you're going double gold unit. Skirmishers, they do not cost gold. Halbs do not cost gold. Seeing a lot of trash units made. And very little effort from blue. I mean, I'm sure the effort's been there, but very little control over gold, which is always going to be crucial here. I think blue, unfortunately, forgot about these conks. They're going to start to go down to that castle there. Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. A big reason for Serengeti being involved in T9 Titans League is I love how you have to control the golds over the whole map. But it's also really hard to stop raids. So it can produce some really insane games. Blue is 5 on gold, and those 5 villagers are here. And he needs to have enough siege to take out this castle, I think, to have a chance. If I'm red, I just make more Hussars, and I just raid again, because blue is probably on the rebound economically. And yeah, blue is feeling it right now, I'm sure. Am I playing in the Titan League? It kind of depends. So... As of a couple days ago, if I sign up, which I will, I would be in gold. But I think there's a lot of names that haven't signed up just yet. So I think it's likely that I would not qualify for gold. Like I won't be placed because I don't have as many tournament results. And I think even if I would have played more tournaments, I'm not sure if I would have made it into that slot. Not sure if I'm quite good enough. So what that would mean for me is, like, let's say I don't make gold, is I'll play in the silver the silver league, like December-ish, to make it into the next season. That's the goal. Yeah, the relics right now are 1-to-1. And so that is not an area where either player has an advantage. But there's still gold being mined in different areas from red, and red isn't spending as much gold. Red's having fun right now, whereas blue is just like... I feel like blue knows it's over, but blue just hasn't been killed yet. I'm sure you know what that means. Like, I've been in that position before. You're just like, freaking kill me already, man. Freaking kill me. Also, you gotta say, like, there's some frustrating things that can happen in level before, but what has it been, like 2 or 3 times now units have run into your base? Either complete the walls, blue, or don't place the walls in the first place. Like, maybe he didn't realize how the units were getting through, but here comes another wave. And so in an ideal world, then your next force goes in to take the castle. But yeah, the Hussars show up, and yeah, poor blue, having some tough times. Yeah, red got the relic in the north. There's other relics around. Red's not really focused on that right now. So the Hussars, great for raiding. Red doing that now. Actually doesn't have the Castle Age armor, but it's just a unit that doesn't cost gold that you can spam with good food eco. And then even without killing villas here, look how successful this is. Look how much this has achieved. That raid would have sealed it for me. I would have forfeited after that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think blue still feels like he's got one potential push in him. But I think blue will find out the hard way that it's not going to be possible. It's 17 eco for blue. 56 total pop. Red's probably wondering why blue hasn't resigned at this point. And if you missed the early chat, like, red and blue were back and forth with their chatter. These are players that were being respectful to each other, so it's not like Berry Boy's like being taunting or anything like that when he said, "Are you ready?" Yeah, even the relic pops out, so now you have no golden come. Yeah, the monastery goes down there. Yeah, blue, you've got to push, man. You've got to push. Oh god, painful. Perfect timing from red. He's like, all right, this is a time to go after the castle. Didn't know the conks were here, I'm sure, but if the bomber cannons go down for blue, blue can't make any siege. Siege onagers on the castle! Not bad with Celts, man. Especially because the castle fire is actually hitting the woads. So it's perfect. I think I saw this in Battle of Africa the other day. Like, who needs Trebs when you can have that many siege onagers? And blue says, GG, buddy. GG's called. Respectful game. Well played to those two. I really think this game came down to being assertive. There was like 4 or 5 instances where someone would win a fight and then they would not take advantage of that and push. And for blue was how much faster to the Imperial Age? Let me double check, sorry. 10 minutes faster to Imp. Now, this is becoming a theme in Loey the Legends cast, all right? This is a big thing, and I got to stress this point. Listen, if you're going Imp that much faster, there's got to be a reason for it. And if there's a reason for it, make that reason known. You research Cavalier and Elite Conquistador, maybe make it work for you. And then if you don't want to do that, if you're more of a player who likes to sit back and wait for one final push, I think you should take other resources. You should control the golds and then see how that works out. Instead of just saying a little tunnel vision here. All right, Arthur says, I'm Berry Boy. I figured some viewer when I saw some of the comments there. Says, can't believe you casted a game. Got to rewatch and record it and put it on my fridge. Oh, I'm sure. Man, what type of fridge do you have? Do you have like a smart fridge that can play videos? There's the KD for Benito. Again, you know, red was behind for a lot of that game, brought it back because of the economy, and then not relying on only gold units, that went a long way. Good control over the map. I think Benito will be able to learn a lot from that one. Because, again, there were just a lot of situations where... where can I go here? Can I go military units? Military population. Boom. Okay, you could see it, right? There was a big fight here. Big fight here. And so this is a big clear up of military for red. And it was right before the Imperial Age. And then blue was never really making a push. Never making it work. Never making it work. And then, of course, red just eventually snowballed it on him. Of course, throughout that, you know, we could combine the eco, right? So this is your more traditional timeline. Red was expanding the economy a bit more. But, like, blue just stopped producing vills and kept getting hit, and eventually it just snowballed, and there was nothing in the bank anymore. It gets out of hand really fast. So, again, my tip is, in that situation, snowball your push towards the center. Maybe use the paladins to raid a little bit. If you sit back and you wait, pretty soon you're going to have siege towers rolling into your base. You're going to have hussars from Celts running into your farming eco. T90, what's your biggest tip for me? Kind of the same thing, Mr. Berry Boy. The main thing is you had an instance where you... Well, I would say go back and rewatch it, right? But in Feudal Age, you saw he was going double scouts and you made spearmen and you played very defensive. And then there were other instances where you would take a pretty good fight and then you would still stay defensive. And so in this game, it worked out for you because you're able to end up coming back and winning. But when your opponent's on the back foot with military numbers, the best thing to do is to take advantage of that and move forward. That said, I think what you did a really good job of was raiding, and that's something that wasn't really in Blue's mind after the scout rush, and that probably made a difference. Oh, also, was the siege tower thing intentional when you made it? And did you name yourself Berry Boy to get in Loey the Legends? Because I notice now your last name is not Berry anything. And you just said Mr. Berry Boy is my father, and a bunch of people call me Dad. So...